6 from your book, Traveler 6, module number 2, which is get the message, then unit 3 and 4, which are 3, education, 4, communication. We're going to go over the whole thing that you have covered in module number 2. So let's go ahead. What are the objectives in this module? So in this module, you have what you have done is talk about education and various many ways of communication and conveying messages, how to send messages, how to express ideas, learn how to emphasize, this is an important one, learn how to emphasize an action rather than the doer or the subject of the action using the passive voice. So the passive voice, not active, we will take out the subject. Express purpose, result, contrast using clauses. So we will use a clause which is smaller than a sentence to express 3 functions: result, purpose, and we have concession. Learn how to use causative form. Causative form, you are not you are the object and someone had done something for you. So we will focus much more on the action. Expand your vocab by learning words easily confused, phrasal verbs, idioms, compound nouns, and prepositional phrases. Learn how to write an informal to a peer or a colleague, not to a superior, describing an event. And the other one, writing an essay expressing your opinions and ideas. And by the end, there are some examination skills. So let's go ahead. We will start first with the idea of, in your books, page 35. Here we have the passive voice. So not active, it is the passive. What do we mean by passive voice? Page 35. The passive voice is used to emphasize the action rather than the person or the object who or that performs the action. So we have it here. The passive, the focus is not on the subject, it is rather on the action itself. It had been done and that's it. Who did it? I have no idea. So let's go ahead. I have here a classification for it, which is the active tense is the subject verb followed by an object, like the driver drives the train, the driver drove the train, and the driver will drive the train. Present, past, and we have here the future tense. This is a regular sentence. We usually say that someone does something. Someone does something. So the driver drives the train, subject, verb, object, subject, verb, and object, and the driver will drive the train, subject, verb, and here we have the object. What about the passive form? In the passive form, we are going to focus much more on the action itself, which is the action of driving. So what do we say? The train, so the train is driven by the driver, the train was driven by the driver, and the train will be driven by the driver. So what did we do here? The action is, we change the order. Start with the object, then the verb, then later on is the subject. Okay? So we change the order, crisscrossing them. So the object is the same, the train, as it is here. Then we have the verb. Is it a similar verb? No, we have a different form of verb. Drives, drove, and driven. All of these here are driven. So what did we do here? We have changed it into verb number 3, and this is not a random thing. You have to focus that you have to add something, which is the verb to be. What is the verb to be? The verb to be is whether it is, was, or be or been. Is, was, be, or been. So these are the verbs to be. So you cannot just add them. No, you have to change the order so you would be able to add them. So these they are. This is the format for using the passive. We have some examples here. Yes, we have some examples for other situations for using the passive. And here we can say in the present simple we would use they always serve tea with cakes. So tea, object, is always served, verb to be. 2. Past simple, I repaired the roof last year. So the roof was repaired last year. Was is the verb to be. Then, present perfect simple, we have removed all the furniture from the living room. All the furniture, which is the object, has been removed. It has been removed. The fire had destroyed the house before the fire brigade arrived. The house had been, and here we have had, so we added the been here. Mark will pay the bill tomorrow. Then will, we want will be paid. It will be paid tomorrow. Again, we have going to here. If we want to focus on going to, they are going to publish. The new novel is going to be published. You have to add something to the sentence. Future perfect simple, I will have posted all the letters by noon. All the letters will have been posted. They will have been posted. Present infinitive, we need to finish. This work need to be finished. It need to be finished. Perfect infinitive, he could have bought the ticket, could have been bought. Verb number 3, and we have been. Never forget to use the been. Modal verbs, which are will, must, have to, and we have can. You must take him to hospital. He must be taken to the hospital. Okay, so always focus on the idea of you should use the verb be. What is be? Is or am in the present, was and were in the past, and you can use be with modal verbs, or you can use been in the perfect tenses, which are with has and have. So let's continue with another thing. Here we go. The other thing is on page 45. Page 45 in your books, we will speak about clauses. The clause of purpose, to answer a question of why. Result, as a result of something happens, so as a result we will have a consequence. And a concession. What is the idea of concession? The idea of concession that we have two opposing ideas, positive and negative. Yes, I worked hard, but I couldn't do the work. Yes, I stayed up late, but I couldn't finish my homework. Yes, I was running so fast, but I couldn't get the bus on time. Okay, you did something very well, but the result is not that well. Positive, negative, or the other way around. Let's define the word clause. A clause is a group of words, so it's not a sentence, smaller than a sentence, and it comes within the sentence. A group of words includes a subject and a verb. These are important components of a clause to form a simple sentence or only part of a sentence. So a big sentence will have, it might have many clauses. So the clause cannot stand alone. It gives you a meaning, but not that enough meaning. So we will speak about three functions: purpose, result, and we have concession, which is the two opposing ideas. So let's continue here. The same page, on page 45. The first one is complete the rules below with the missing word. So we have, you can, for purpose, the question is why, and you will answer with, you can say, to do. I went to the supermarket to buy. Why did you go? To buy some coffee. Or in order to buy coffee. Or so as to buy a coffee. So after any one of these, you will use the base form. What is the base form? It is the verb itself. To buy, to learn, to work. So with no addition to it. For, what do you use a knife for? I use the knife for cutting. So the ing form, infinitive and ings, you remember them from module number 1. Infinitives, here we will use the infinitives, and here you will use the ing. After for, what do you use the knife for? For cutting, or to cut things. So that subject can, then a modal verb and a base form. So you will use take the umbrella so that you will not get wet. So we have here, you will not get wet, and we have here so that. The use of so that, after it you will have a very short clause. The other one here, we have it. It is the idea here, yes. So that, subject, could, might be, and the base form. We were quiet so that the boy wouldn't wake up. I was working hard so that I will not fail. In case, take my telephone number in case you want to contact me. Here, after it, you can use a present, a simple present, or a simple past. Later, we're speaking here about the clause of result. Something happened. As a result, we will have another thing. So we will use here so plus the adjective. So with the adjective or an adverb, then we will have the that clause. So let's check them here. Yes. Here, it was such a boring book. It was such a boring movie that I couldn't finish it. Why didn't you finish the book? Why did you leave early? Because you are giving me, because it was boring. So it was boring, so that I left early. I didn't like it. Too plus the adjective. It was too boring. It was so boring. Then full infinitive. Full infinitive, it means to do something. So the car is too expensive for me to buy. It is too expensive. He is too young to drive, and we have covered that in module number 1 when we were speaking about the full and bare infinitive. Clause of concession, you can use, what do we mean by concession? To express an idea that suggests an opposite of the main part of the sentence. He worked so hard, but he failed. It was sunny, but it rained. So we have two opposing ideas. What do we use for these? Although, though, even though, then the subject, despite, and you can use in spite of. But the differences between these, here we will have the fact that, and here you will use the subject. Okay? So these, they are. Let's turn your books now on the other page, which is page 47. Yes, now page 47. On page 47, we're going to speak here about the causative form. What is causative form? Are you the one who is doing the action? No. An action was done for you. So you are hiring, or you have arranged for someone to do something for you, something that you don't know how to do it, then you will ask someone to help you do that thing. If you use this form, you are going to sound much more like a native speaker. So what do we use here? We use the causative form. Causative, someone cause an action for me, helping me. We start with the subject, I, have or get. It's an option. You can use both of them. I have or get, my hair, my computer, then verb number 3. Okay, let's read the sentences here. I have my tooth taken. I have my tooth taken. Who took your tooth out? Can you repair your teeth? No. A doctor or a dentist can do that. I took the passport out of my pocket and gave it to the officer. So I did it myself. This is different. I had my sister pack my suitcase. Who does the packing? My sister does that for me. So did you do that thing yourself? No, you didn't do it yourself. So this is the idea behind causative form. Someone have or has done something for you. You are not the one who did the action. So let's go ahead here. Yes, we will continue. Here we have the idea of, we will compare the active, any sentence you did the action and with the causative form. So the first sentence is subject, verb, object. As you know, I did my homework, I fixed my car, I repaired the roof, I did it myself. Then I cut my hair. Who is the subject? I am the subject. I did it myself and I know how to cut hair. Then she fixed her computer. She knows how to work on this, and she is working and she fixed her own computer. He drove his car. He knows how to drive a car. He's having a license, and so he drove his own car. So what about the causative form? In the causative form, we're starting with the subject. Then you need to use have or get to tell me that you are not the one who had that thing. Then had that thing done for you. And they usually say, so these are the sentences. I don't know how to cut my hair, so I will go to the barber shop and they will do it for me. I have my hair cut. So let's check it here. Then we have, then this is the object, my hair cut, which is verb number 3. Cut is an irregular verb, just like put. We have cut, cut, and cut, present past and past participle. I don't know how to fix computers. I got, then my computer fixed. I don't know how to do it, so I hired someone, a technician. He, then we have here, had his car driven. He doesn't know how to drive the car, so he asked someone to drive his car for him. So these they are. So what did we do here? The verb, you have to focus that the verb is different than cut, different than fixed, and different than drove. Here we have it is cut, fixed, and we have driven. All of these are verb number 3, which is past participle. Past participle. And you can change this one. It is just the name. I have my hair cut. You are the receiver of the action, so you are the indirect object. The subject is the indirect object in this case. So we have changed the subject into an object with the same order. Do not change its order. Then the verb is going to be changed into verb number 3. And can you just change the tense of the verb without changing anything? No, you have to add something, which is have or get. Have means have, has, or had. These three. Past, and these are in the present. The object, something that had been done for you, whether it is your hair, your computer, your nails, or whatever, then because we have and we have this and that, we have and get, this one is going to change into verb number 3, because usually have will change the verb into the past participle. So let's continue here. So we have paint and we have the wall. Here, she is the one who is doing the action for herself. So what do we say here? We would say that she painted the wall. She painted the wall herself. Subject, verb, object. The same, the usual and the order that we usually know. Who is doing the action? She is doing it herself. She knows how to paint a wall and she is doing it. What about if she doesn't know how to do that? So she is going to hire someone so they would do it for her. We would say she had her wall painted. So she's still the one who hired. Then had, instead of have, we have had. Why had? Because this one is a verb in the past. So it will be a verb in the past. Her wall, which is the same object. Then because we have had, we're going to use painted, which is verb number 3. Okay, this is verb number 3. So she painted the wall herself. She's doing the action, but there she hired someone to do the action for her. So someone had painted the wall for her. So that's it. Let's go ahead and let's continue with the other one. Now the roundup page, which is on page 53, the roundup page 53, we have here an exercise which is going to cover up the whole ideas together. We will put things together. So page 53, open your books on page 53, the exercise which is on the top there, the exercise on the top here, this exercise C, we're going to use the stuff here. Okay, so let's start. Number 1, we're going to use the words here, called, so that, even, for, case, and the other. So clauses of concession, result, and purpose, or you will use the passive form, or you will use the causative form. They're going to be easy and you will follow. Number 1, my full name is so difficult to say. My friends call me Jay for short. Let's change it into passive. We will use called. My full name is difficult to say, so I am called Jay by my friends. Who call you Jay? My friends call me Jay. I am called J by my friends for short. This coffee is too hot for me to drink. Let's use so. Okay? The coffee is so hot that I can't drink it. Why you can't drink the coffee? Because it is too hot for me. Saif bought a motorbike in order to not to get stuck in the traffic jam. It is very crowded, so he decided that he would buy a motorbike. Saif bought, we will use that, a reason, okay? Saif bought a motorbike. Why? So that he won't get stuck in the traffic jam. So that he won't get stuck. In spite of trying really hard, we failed to win the competition. I tried hard, but I didn't win. Concession, the two opposing ideas. We failed to win the competition even though we tried really hard. Yes, we tried really hard, but we failed. Although we tried really hard, but we failed. This is the knife we use to cut onions. Let's use for. What do we use after for? The ing form. So we use the knife for cutting onions. We use the knife for cutting onions. As it may get colder, I will give you my gloves. My gloves. Case. Let's use in case. Take my gloves in case it gets colder. In case it gets colder. So we never know whether it's going to be cold or not. So in case, after it you will use the present simple. The police are investigating the theft of the valuable painting. So passive, we don't know who had stolen. The theft, which is the action of the valuable painting, then is being investigated by the police. So the police are investigating and it is being investigated. Aaron goes to Ricardio's for a haircut every month. Is he doing the haircut himself? Is he doing the action? No. He hires someone, he asks someone to do the action for him every month. Then we have Alan gets or has his haircut. Why do we use here? Why do we use gets and has? Because we have every month, which means that this thing is happening in the present, something that is regular, a regular action. Okay, so just focus. Which tense is it? Is it a causative form, a passive form, or it is a clause of result and concession and these things, and you're going to be able to follow things. I believe that's it for today. Thank you so much for your time.